Hello guys and welcome back. So this channel, the Wisdom Therapist, is all about personal growth, inner freedom, inner development, uh, the change of beliefs, the change of thoughts, how our beliefs change the way we live our lives. So I think that one of the things that seems important to me is to be as genuine as possible because most people in today's society are not that much genuine. So I would like to be different. Most therapists, for example, maybe would try to portray that they have a perfect life. My life is not perfect. I'm not trying to portray it as to be perfect. I have a lot of knowledge on cognitive behavioral therapy. I have seen saving it my life. I have seen how cognitive therapy saved the life of my patients. Why? Because it changes the way we feel, and it changes the way we feel by the way we believe. Why? Because we have a belief, and that belief transmutes or fire a lot of thoughts in our heads, and those thoughts then create our emotions. For example, if you believe deep down that you're a bad person, then whenever something happens, you will see yourself bombarded with thoughts like you're bad, you see, you don't deserve that, you should be better, you should do better, etc., etc., etc. You get constantly bombarded with these thoughts. Now, when we change this belief, so for example, we go through the process of cognitive behavioral therapy, and usually it takes like 2 to 4 sessions, and we can change this belief. But it's not about persuasion. It's not about me as a therapist persuading you as my client. It's about finding proof that you're not bad, and we have developed lots of tools to do that. So that's very magical because you will see when you change that belief, when you change how you believe about life, about everything, you will see how life changes. Because, for example, if you have been caged by this belief that you have to be, for example, that you're a bad person, it's a cage because this belief is creating your reality. Because whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever you do, you will constantly feel uh, and think that you're not good enough or that you're a bad person. It's the same. And so once you change that, you get to be free. Now, on the other hand, think about changing just the thoughts. For example, I could tell you, "Man, no, you're not a bad person. Why do you say that?" That what you would get from other people. But deep down, you would still believe this to be true of you. But when you change that, then you don't need any other people's opinions, etc., 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 because deep down you know. When you know something, and you don't need to take the clue from other people anymore. So that's something that's important. Then on this channel, we talk about a lot about inner freedom, the freedom from inner chains. Like I was talking about how this life, especially for men, is similar to being in a zoo. Okay, so imagine you are born like a wolf, and a wolf has some traits. Yeah, the wolf is aggressive, it's territorial, all that stuff. But when we get into society, those traits, those traits are not encouraged, and it's okay thing, because we have limits, etc., etc., boundaries, etc. But on the other hand, we get from society, we get castrated. It's not that we transmute this energy. For example, we are born as males, for example, aggressive, dominant, etc. But society is not telling you channel this energy into, I don't know, great projects, channel this energy to improve yourself, channel this energy to protect, channel this energy to create a better place, a better life. You know, no, it's telling us obey and to coffee. It's telling us to obey and to be silent. And that's creating good workers, but it's not creating a good life for us. So that's why I say that the system is broken. Then we have the monetary system, which is another other concept, and which is also a big thing, because when you come to this life, you you have time and energy, and you exchange this time and energy for money, and then they print money, and they value this time and energy, and then they tell you, yeah, 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 but you have to invest. Yeah, of course, but investments come with risks, and it comes with cyclical things, and blah 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 blah, and not everyone is good enough, for not everyone is good or interested in doing that. So then you see, imagine, for example, being in the wilderness, and you're a wolf, and you live in a pack of wolves, and then uh, you, as a pack, attack an animal, and you get your food, and then when you get your food, the alpha dog, the leader, the CEO, takes 90% of the catch, and you, like 95% of the wolves, get to have a small piece of meat that wouldn't last much as long. Don't you agree? But in this system, this society, the the people that are put in privileged situations, maybe through luck, maybe through work, maybe through genetics, maybe through, I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. But uh, you know, it's not okay, I think, because most people get left out, and most people feel that, and most people can't provide anymore for their families, which is very important. And on the other hand, I think a big misconception that this society has is also the value of work. They say that work is meaning for us, and I think that's completely uh, not true, and it's completely wrong, because work can define you. You're a man, a human, and only you can define yourself, not work, not a title. People ask, wow, what do you do? Why? Because they want to put you on a pedestal, and they want you, I mean, on a pedestal, on a hierarchy. They want to know where you are. They don't want to, they're not looking at you as a human, but they're looking at you from a social position. So if you play that game, you almost always lose. So that's why I said that inner freedom comes from within. It comes from ourselves. It comes from being genuine, by being who we truly are. You know, I'm talking with you now genuinely. How I believe, how I feel, what I've seen, and it's not polished. It's not made for clickbaiting, maximal amount of view, etc., etc., etc. But it seems important to be genuine. For example, um, when working together, I usually we talk with clients about values, the value system, which is very important. Um, for example, for me, it's freedom that's very important, but freedom comes in many ways. You have inner freedom, outer freedom, you know, physical freedom that you can go wherever you want. I'm also dancing, so I'm a dancer and I like freedom of movement, being free to move wherever, however you like, you know, according to the music, feeling the music, etc. By the way, we are the only living being here on this planet that hears rhythm and music and it makes us move. So that's that's outer freedom. And then there is inner freedom, freedom from other people's opinion, freedom to be who you want to be, freedom to express yourself freely, freedom to feel freely, freedom to move internally freely. We're living in psychological states inside, you know. So the freedom to move and to have the permission to move to other beliefs. So that's all very important. Then I have a very important value is love. And I've made a lot of progress with CBT on this, and with also from methods taught by mysticism and from, for example, um, Joe Dispenza. I like him because it's an interesting guy, and I have experimented with his techniques and with my clients, and it's a great combination, using CBT and this internal work of feeling the emotions. It's a great thing. So that's those are the things that are very important to me. For example, values. So freedom, love, health, um, relationships. So these are all very important. And so those are all the things that I'm trying to talk about on this channel. And my new mission, no mission, but direction is to be as genuine as possible. So I will try to make videos even when I'm not feeling great, even when I'm feeling down, even when things are not as great as I would like to be, because usually life is cyclical, it's going up and down, etc., etc., etc. So, but tell me your thoughts. What would you like to hear more? By the way, I have a book. It's on Amazon. It's 500 pages. I think it's $10. I wrote it first in my language like 2 3 years ago. Then I translated it myself, and uh, then I used AI to improve the grammar. But it's a great book. I have compiled everything that I know about cognitive therapy and about all the other stuff techniques that I have come across. For example, even a little bit of mysticism, and we have stoicism, and even hidden Greek techniques to feel better, etc., etc., etc. So that's available. I also offer one-on-one if you're interested in working with me. Uh, for the moment, usually I leave one spot open. So if you want, we can work together. I'm not as expensive as because I live in Europe, so I'm not as expensive as therapists in the US. So you will get a lot for your bucks. And until next time, I read every I, I read everything that you comment. So thank you for watching and see you next time.